Hey folks, Cornell with YouTube Fishing Vids. Well, it's been a week and I'm back to my little mountain gem of a lake out here. Guys, the water temperature is still 40 degrees. I couldn't take it. I had to come back out and hopefully start off where I finished last week and catch a whole bunch of bass in 40-degree water. Guys, it was amazing last week. Small little fish, but I was happy as I could be to get out here in the mid-Atlantic and catch a bunch of bass. Now today, the mission is to do the same thing, maybe upgrade on size, and hopefully, like I have not done much in the past, I've got a stringer today. I've got a stringer today in case I get into some crappie, and I got the tools to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out here, most likely blade baiting. I've already marked a whole bunch of fish deep, just like last week. Nothing different, except for the fact that it's actually colder. It's actually about 37 degrees out right now, maybe 40. It was supposed to get up to 45, 50, but I'm up in the mountains, so I've got a little bit colder air to deal with. Light breeze as well. So here's the deal. Happily, along with bringing my stringer, I brought my Mystery Tackle Box Pro Box from this month, and thank you, Mystery Tackle Box, for sponsoring this video. Let's break this thing open. There's a couple baits in here that could work today if things were different, if fish were suspended, if we had a little warmer water temps. I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's exactly the same temperature as it was last week. It's 40-degree water. But check out the first one out of the box, guys. Guggen Squad Scout. It's cloudy out today. That's the Pro Blue, and it's not a deep diving jerk bait. It's just a standard, probably 4 to 6 foot diver. Beautiful color, clear water, sunny skies. More calm waters when that would come into play. So probably not today, but a beautiful one for when the time is right. This is a wild one, guys. I saw this a couple years ago at the ICAST when it first came out. Yozuri 3D bead knuckle bait spinner bait. Guys, there's no blade about it. It's got that little knuckleball on the back. That's pretty wild, and it's a black and blue, so that might be fun to play with maybe when I get back down to Florida and go fishing at night in some of those golf course ponds. That'll be a fun bait to play with. See how that does. I got a Weston Ring Tees ST, a whole multi-pack, meaning multi-colored pack of ribbed swim baits. I got a little pack of swim baits from Weston, so that's a neat thing called the what do we call that, the Ring Tees. So that's a great looking deal. Let's see, we've got standout live shot, and this is a really unique thing. I've never drop shot a little fly like that, and that's a big deal in the wintertime. The float and fly routine, and who knows, dropping a little fly way down deep on a drop shot might be an interesting thing to do. I might do it today. We'll see. Who knows what's going on. 4 hours, that's all I got, guys. All right, Bass Dynasty Dynacraw. I got myself a nice little creature bait. Looks like a black with red flake little deal. So I got myself a little craw imitator. And then the second to last coming out of the box is Carl's Amazing Baits, the Varmint. Guys, this is just a really bright looking little beaver style bait. So that's something we can Texas rig, maybe who knows what, Carolina rig. Not today, guarantee you that. And then can't go wrong with a couple drop shot. What do we got here? 3/16 ounce, the #1 weight I like to throw, and a little drop shot weight. So there's my Mystery Tackle Box Pro Box from this month. Remember, always when I do the unboxings, there's a link in the description below. I'm going off path here, trying to get down to the dam. Use the link in the description below. YTFV, short for YouTube Fishing Vids. You'll get $10 off the first box of your new subscription. Let's get fishing. I'm going deep. I know these fish are going to be between 30 and 50 feet down on a blade bait, on maybe a actual spoon, but who knows. Let's get fishing. All right, I'm zigzagging back and forth, dropping into the main creek channel here, trying to find that deep water and that steep drop off where I know I'm going to see some fish. Once I do, I'm going to hit the brakes. I'm going to drop down. The only difference between today and last week is that I've got true full-blown cloud cover, still really clear water, still a light breeze, but there's the actual official real deal silver buddy, but not in silver. That's in gold. Guys, with these clouds, the gold is the ticket. So I got a little gold going on, and hopefully that's going to be the change up with these conditions. And once I find a couple fish, I'm going to be casting out into some deep water, so hang tight. We got a couple good marks there all the way down to 50 feet. Half ounce will get down to them. Again, this is my Shaky Head Special Lose Custom Speed Stick, a 7-foot medium with that 12-pound test SX1 Sunline braid, and look at it go. I mean, it's way out there, guys, and it's going to cut through the water column really quick with a 10-pound test Seagar and Vizex fluorocarbon leader. That's all she wrote. Once it hits the bottom, I'm going to start hopping it. Let's see if we can do it again. All right, guys, I got my first fish, and it's on the 1/4 ounce. I broke out the 1/4 ounce. It feels like it's got a little bit of meat to them. Oh, it's a nice little fish. I actually marked these fish up a little more shallow than I thought. This is the biggest fish out of the first 2 trips. I got tiny little hooks on them. That's Johnson Thin Fisher. What a sluggish bite. on my drop shot special, guys. Light action rod, beautiful fish, real close to the dam here. And if it stays on, this is gonna be a nice fish to show you guys. Beautiful colors on him in this clear water. Let me see if I can get him out of here. Perfect, beautiful, sluggish, typical winter's bite on barely just a tiny hook. Look how sluggish he is. And guys, would you look at that in 40-degree water on that little Johnson thin fisher. And I actually stayed with the chrome on this one, just didn't bother tying it off. But look at that, right in the lip of that hard frozen mouth. He's out, guys. That is just too cool. And look at the colors, amazing. So there's a first fish. I've been fishing for barely 15 minutes. Isn't that incredible? Freezing cold fish. Let's put him back. There he is. Got him. Nice little mark too. Oh, he feels a little better. Right behind the boat, right where I saw him. So if these guys are sitting still for a minute, I'm kind of off a point here, and this feels a little nicer. That's the first drop right in this little school. Decent little fish. Nothing huge, just a little dink, but there they are. Let's see what we got. Is that a crappie? Oh, I got my dinner, guys. Look at the size of that crappie. I'm in a school of crappie. That's exactly why I wanted to run around. I didn't know when it was going to happen, if it was going to happen, but it happened, and I got a stringer. Time to string that beauty up. That'll make a nice blackened fish sandwich now, won't it? I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do it right with a pretty green one. So there we go. First crappie on the stringer. Should have threw a buoy marker down there. That would have been the best thing to do. Let's see if I can find him again. I think I found him. Let's see how this works out. Guys, if this is a school of crappie and they're just sitting there, I might be able to get a load. Let's see what happens. No minimum in Maryland and a 15 fish limit. So let's just see what I can come up with. I won't keep any under that size, probably. Maybe a little bit smaller than that, but let's see. Coming downhill to him now. The first time I was coming uphill, so I just went over him and decided to throw right back in. Let's see if they eat it on the downslope. And there he is. First cast. It feels like a nice one. Awesome. If this is a crappie, guys, I'm going to be in them, guys. I'm telling you, this feels really good. If it's a big bass, that's great, but this feels like a great fish. It feels like a crappie, a really good one too. Nice. It is. I'm in some meat here, guys. I got the meat fish. Check it out. I got some slabs. Ain't that awesome? Look at that. That's a great size to bring home. Nothing better than a blade bait, a bass, a crappie. I'm telling you, they catch everything, and it is absolutely beautiful out here, guys. It's feeling really nice. The wind's light. It's barely 40. It's probably 40 degrees with 40-degree water temperature, number 2. All right, that's cast number 2. So I'll only cast twice right to my buoy mark. If I don't catch a fish in 2 casts right where I saw them, I'm going to go over top, see if they're still there. And most likely they're not, and then I'll just keep zigzagging around until I see them again. I might drop the buoy marker, I might not. If this tells me anything, if I can catch at least 2 in the one spot, and then they move, they're probably moving really slow. And I'll just have to catch up with them next spot I see them. So this is cast number 2. Let's see if we can get one. And if they are moving like that, what I'll do is I'll just hit the brakes real quick, throw into the school, try and pop one, hope to catch a second one, and then keep running and gunning until I see him, and I won't even bother wasting my time throwing a buoy marker out. All right, I'm gonna go right over the buoy marker, right over the lip where they were, and nothing. They're gone. It's just like that. Here and gone. I plucked two crappie out of that school. Let me zigzag a couple more times around, see if I can find them in the general vicinity, and maybe they're just slowly moving back and forth. So let's see if I can find them one more time. My sonar is not messing around. I found them again, right off this point and right off this brush right here. I hope it's not brush, because I'm going to get snagged quick if it is, but it's going to be worth throwing down there because there are a bunch of fish in this little pod. Let's see if there's some crappie, and I'll add to that stringer. Right about there. There we go. I got them, guys. I got them. I don't know if it's a bass or a crappie yet, but I'm happy to catch something. So, yep, looks like it's a little bass, guys. Got another random schoolless something, and it ends up being a little bass. Isn't that cool? So back and forth between the bass and the crappie, and I ain't complaining. Look at that beautiful sun. Isn't that an absolutely amazing sight? All right, let's get back in there, see if there's a bigger one. Back-to-back casts, guys. Back-to-back casts. Oh, now all of a sudden they're getting fired up and they want to eat. That's too cool. All right, so there's bass number 2. Literally, we're back at it with the back-to-back cast, guys. This is just outrageous. 2 trips out in a row, just playing with blade baits, little pieces of metal on the bottom, and getting them like that. I'd rather get hold of some more crappie, to be honest with you. So if I catch one more bass, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just run around, see if I can find another pod or something, throw down to them, see if it's what I want. And what I want is a couple more of those crappie, to be honest with you. I'll take a big old giant bass, no doubt. But those crappie are fun, there's no doubt. Oh, there we go. Oh, that fish feels bigger. That's a better fish, guys. I might take that back if it's a bigger bass, to be honest with you. That's a good fish. Let's see what I got. Oh, let's see what I got. Don't tell me it's a trout or something. I think it's a nice bass, guys. Yeah, it's a nice bass. It's a good one. Sluggish, but he's definitely bigger than that last one. Last 2, yeah, decent. Very cool. Yeah, I'll catch them like this all day long. This is great. Let's just gently bring him in. Again, another beautiful sight with that beautiful sun in it. Just hammered him today. Just absolutely incredible. Be gentle with that. That guy's got a weird, no, it looked like he had a weird eye for a minute, but beautiful, right? All right, guys, I really hope these are crappie. I'm back at the boat ramp, guys, and I got tons and tons of fish, just like last week, sitting right here. And I really think it's because there's weed lines and all kinds of stuff, but right here at the boat ramp, tons of fish. So let's see if we can pick up a couple more crappie, a couple more bass. Got about a half an hour left. Tons and tons of fish around here. More fish than I've seen all day. I should have sat here all day. I knew there'd be fish here. It's a great place to come at the end of the day and just pluck a few more off to call it. But let's just see if they're crappie or bass or if there's any size to them. There he is. First cast. Nice, and he's decent. Whatever he is, he's got a little bit of weight to it. Nothing huge, just a little bass. They just feel big. They just feel like there's something because it's so much weight compared to this little 1/4 ounce little lure I'm throwing. Along with that, the light action rod. It's really fun time. But that's first cast right into him. Let's keep going. Glove time, guys. That wind and that sun has dipped. That wind's picked up a little bit. Man, it's getting cold. So let me see what we can do here. The last few rounds. There we go. Nice. Oh, it's such a great feeling. Such a gratifying feeling, guys, coming out here in these kind of conditions this time of year in the home state of Maryland and catching them like that. It's not over, guys. It's not over. Just a few more little ones maybe, and if we're lucky, maybe one more crappie and maybe something with some size. Nice. There we go. Another one, guys. It's almost impossible to tell if it's going to be decent or not until it really lunges, but this doesn't feel that big. I don't know if you guys have you kept count of how many fish I've caught today in 40-degree water on this little barely 50-acre lake? It is absolutely awesome. What do you think? Hot chocolate and a blackened fish sandwich tonight? Sounds pretty good to me, doesn't it? Well, guys, I was searching for fish, got excited when I saw them, I should say, when I was searching for fish, and caught a nice one, guys. That's a little bit bigger than the average. I'm gonna go right back on top of them. These bass are really hugging the bottom, so let me get back on top of those, see if I can catch a couple more. All right, so I keep seeing fish piled up between 10 and 15 feet, so I'm gonna get out here and I'm gonna set myself in 13 feet of water. Once I get that 13-foot mark, I'm gonna go parallel. I'm gonna stay in that depth. I'm going to cast parallel to the shoreline. I'm going to cover all the water where I see these fish, because there's little groups here and there right about there. It's dead calm right now. So if I just cast parallel, I'll be covering the depth where I see all of these fish hanging out. So let's see how this works out. Because I've seen pods and pods of little groups of fish all in this depth. They should just be right here on this line. So let's give it a shot. Yep, there it is. Just like I thought. That worked out perfect. I'll stick on that depth line and I'll probably be able to whack them. It's a decent fish right here. Guys, I found a group a little bit bigger fish. Not quite as dinky as over here by that boat ramp, like I said. Just a little more meat to them. Not quite, but decent. It's a weed line. That's what it is, guys. They're hanging on the drop. We're going from 6, 7, 8 down to about 13, 14 and drops down to about 20. And there's a weed line right here. I'm catching up with it. And they're sitting right on the lip where the weed ends and that lip drops. They're right below the weed edge. That's where they're sitting. I know that's what it is. I can feel it. Let me see if there's anything left on my... Yep, there it is. Just that same stuff I found last week. That little bit of ultra green winter weeds, guys. It's not dead, but it's holding the fish. So if I'm any shallower than 13, 14 feet, I'm getting into it. So I need to make sure that I'm over a little bit and casting just on the outside edge of it so I don't get caught up in the weeds and I get into the fish. It should be about right here. I may have mentioned in my last video that it was the first time I've held a spinning rod in my right arm since October, November of last year, and last week it was hurting a little bit, and I'm hurting right now a little bit. It's better. It's not bad. I can manage, but I've had a heck of a day. I've put a lot of use to it. There we go again. We're putting more use to it. What a bite, man! They just slam it. That is the coolest thing ever. Another one, guys. Let's do this. Let's make this my second to last fish. This is gonna be my second to last fish. I'm gonna go for one more and we're gonna sign it out because that sun has dipped pretty well. It's always nice to have a little bit of light on an unlit boat ramp when you're trying to put things away. So let me go ahead and get that one undone. Another little dink. We're gonna go for one more, guys. Let's see if we can get them. Guys, there it is. That's gonna have to be my sign out fish. I don't think it's very big, but I'm lucky to get him. I put on the gold. Half-ounce silver buddy with this low light. That's what got the final bite. And I'm a poet and don't even know what it looks like. All right, guys, what a heck of a day that was. Absolutely incredible. Dinkfest again. 2 beautiful slab crappie, a few nice bass and bigger bass than last week, and a mystery tackle box unboxing, a pro box. How cool was that? That's one heck of a day. Way better than sitting around on the couch wishing I was fishing. So folks, as always, appreciate you joining me. As always, I appreciate you subscribing. Until we meet again, over and out.